Hey, it's Dennis with Crosscut, and I'm going to take you through how we price vehicles. We've been getting a lot of comments recently, about how things are overpriced and the market's too crazy, and we're just a bunch of rip-off artists. All dealers are just a bunch of rip-off artists. And the truth is, we look at the market to see what we need to price our vehicles at. And so I want to take you through how I go through and do it. I've been doing this for 10 years. And hopefully it helps you then evaluate the market, price your own vehicles, and shop appropriately. There's always going to be those people on the internet, that just say it's too expensive because they don't want to pay it, and that's one thing. But that doesn't mean it's overpriced. Overpriced means that relative to the market, it's too much. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a look at the market, and we're going to do it with this truck here. This is our 2013 F250. It's a 6.7 diesel 4x4 Lariat with 120,000 miles. It is a theft recovery with a salvage title. Some are clean title. This one's a salvage title. So we're going to go through, obviously we're going to see a bunch of clean title vehicles, and then I'm going to have to figure out how much of a discount the paperwork and the theft recovery is going to be and what that means for it. So let's get started. What I typically do is start at one of the big car sites like Car Gurus. So I've got it up here, and what you'll want to do, I've already done it just for the sake of time, but put in your years. Try to make it the same year if you can get enough coming back. In a truck like this, I'll be able to get enough back just looking at 2013. Whatever you do, keep it in the same body style, but if you can, just keep it the same year. Look within 500 miles, so you want within the same buying radius. It's called your market. So the 500 miles does real well for us here. Take a look at, make sure your trim's right. So this is a Lariat. And then obviously you're going to want the drivetrain in there and the fuel. So here I've got diesel. And then start taking a look and see which, the other thing you want to do is limit your mileage. So this is 120,000 miles. So I'm going to cap this right around 150. And then because it doesn't allow you to bracket mileage, which is kind of annoying, go to high mileage first, and then it'll put the similar ones up top. So we'll start out. We've got this one here at 46,000 with 46,000 with 136,000 miles. It says it's high. It seems high. Let's see, over here at Pacific Auto Center, they have one for 43 at 130. They've got one for 43 at 122. They have one for 44 at 94. That looks like a pretty good buy. In Car Gurus, they show you how long it's been for sale. I'm going to bet you this thing has been for sale for a long time. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, look at that. 224 days. If you want to make a good buy, go beat these guys up. These guys will give this truck away. They're already giving you a pretty good buy, but I guarantee you, you're looking at our truck and you're like, I don't want to deal with the title. I want a nice piece of paper and I'm just going to pay too much money. Go talk to these guys and tell them that you're going to lowball them because they've had it forever, and see what happens. You can see they've got 47 saves. That's quite a bit. So the market's reacting. So if you want that truck, I'd move quickly. Obviously, this is not a big enough sample to really understand what my truck is worth. So we're going to go nationwide and get a feel for this. Now, the West Coast vehicles tend to be more than the East Coast. Obviously, the salt and all the weather they experience on the East Coast tends to devalue them faster than the West Coast. But when you've got limited stuff, then you got to take a look everywhere. So here we've got 145 for 40. Let's see. 36 for 41. That's not a bad buy. The other thing you want to keep in mind too is, I'm looking for what 3 or 4 of the lowest are to give my customers the best value. One person can be trying to just dump their vehicle, and that doesn't make the market. So if you see one really low vehicle or even 2 really low vehicles, there may be something in particular wrong with those vehicles, or they may just be trying to dump them. And that doesn't mean that the market is actually where it's at. You may find that, for instance, when you go to sell your car, you may have yours up for maybe too much money for 1 or 2 months, and then out of nowhere, your vehicle will become the hottest thing out there, and that's because the ones underneath you finally sold, and now you happen to be the lowest price. So it just depends how the market's moving for some of these guys. Let's see, keep scrolling here. 38, 133, 37, 134. So these are still about 10,000 miles higher than mine. 132, 40, 129, 37. Let's see, we'll go one more page down. It's looking like this is between 39 and 42. 46, 150. Yikes. Oh, it's got a Raptor grill, guys. That thing should be 100,000. Well, that's a deal. Get on that thing. Raptor Grill. Hello. Let's see, F250 one. So this is basically my truck here at 41. Looks to be in probably a little bit better condition. Obviously less the title, but in terms of the body, that truck looks real straight. This one looks good too, 42.9. Okay, so going through this now, I can see that my truck's range is somewhere between 39.5 and 42. Some dealers are, they're trying to price their trucks higher and then working financing, or everybody's got a different angle. For us, I want my customers to get the best deal possible. We are value buyers, we're value shoppers, and we're just about giving the facts, giving it straight, and getting the best deal out. So if this were my truck, I would price this with a clear title in the 38s. I would undercut everybody here and be the lowest one in market. But now I've got a salvage title theft recovery. So what does that do? Well, I have to go back and think, okay, somebody coming into this market with between 39 to 42,000, what would they pay for the bad piece of paper? And in general, it's going to have to be a cash buyer. Now, some will lend on a salvage title, especially a theft recovery. USAA will, local credit unions will, but in this case, I have to think what's a appropriate discount. And by the way, all salvage titles aren't created the same. People say, "Oh, it's salvage title; it's worth half. It's worth half." It's kind of true with ones that are put back together because of the repairs. You don't know how the repairs were done, and on and on. A theft recovery is a different animal, especially one that wasn't damaged. So theft recoveries can range all the way from we jumped this thing off of a cliff and burned it and ran drugs on the top and took it to Ukraine and had it shot at, to we couldn't really make our payments even though we were the owner, and so we wanted to get out of it, so we just called it in as stolen and parked it in the garage. It runs the full range from, this is your new tank to nothing happened. And then anywhere obviously in between. The difference is with the theft recoveries, you pay for it as though it's gone Dukes of Hazzard, where these clear title cars, that red truck there, that thing could have gone off-road, that thing could have gone through all kinds of stuff, but you're going to pay for it like it hasn't. With my truck, you're going to assume that it has. So in that respect, we think it has great value. I actually personally drive a salvage title theft recovery for my own car. So I really believe in these things. I love these cars. I think they're unbelievable values for what you're getting. But again, it is a piece of paper and it's a story, and that means you get money off. So somebody coming in with 40 grand, they want this truck, and I put my truck up and I say, hey, come get mine. What do you think it's worth? Something like this in this range to attract that buyer, it's going to be around $5,000, $5,000 to $6,000 off. I think provides a real good value for that. So based on the market and what I'm seeing, I'm going to put the price up at $33,500. I think it's going to be, I think it's an outstanding value, and I think it's going to sell at $33,500. But if it doesn't, the market will tell me, and nobody will buy it. Nobody will contact me. It'll just ghost out there, and we'll see what happens with it. If it doesn't sell in a month, 3 weeks, I'll start lowering the price, and we'll just keep lowering the price until it finally sells. But I have a feeling a truck this clean, a truck this nice, somebody's going to jump on this thing. I'm not too worried about it. So $33,500. If this video was helpful, let me know. I'm happy to do it for all of them. I've got to price them out anyway. I might as well turn on the webcam and tell you what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. If it wasn't helpful, whatever. We don't have to do this again. So leave a comment, send me a message. Just let me know. Did you like it? Was it good? And appreciate it. So anyway, any questions on the truck, let us know. And thanks for checking in.